Hi, bye everybody. This lesson is for inverse proportion. And again, the same, I hope you watched the previous video. It's again the similar questions are assessed on inverse proportion. First of all, you're expected to write on the law, then evaluate the constant, evaluate the missing value. The only difference from direct to inverse variation out here is that when two quantities are inversely proportional, what we need to understand is that if one quantity is increasing, other is falling down. All right, so quickly, I'm trying to explain the graph of this. So this is the inverse proportion graph. And now how do we know exactly, if this kind of shape always gives you direct proportion, inverse proportion, pardon. Okay, so let us say if you consider simply three set of values. Let's say for this x1 you have y1, you have x2, you have y2, corresponding values y2. So if you multiply x1 and y1, the coordinate of this point, x coordinate with y coordinate, and x coordinate with y coordinate of this point, so if your x1, y1 is same as x2, y2, then they are proportional. For example, if I plotted a point and I got, let's say, 1 comma 4 as this point and 2 comma 2 as this point. Now if I multiply 4 times 1 and 2 times 2, both are coming the same. It means they are inversely proportional to each other. That's the most important requirement for inverse. So any kind of graph that is look like this definitely need not to be inversely proportional to each other. All right, so this is the basic fundamental that is required. I hope this is going to help you definitely. Now let us consider the first example that I've taken. You can try in case if you want to. So the question goes as that your r varies inversely as square. So this is the command term out here. You need to make sure that this word is there in the question. All right, so as r is inversely proportional to v square, so if r is 120, v is 1. Now again, it's pretty similar to what we did in direct variation. So let's begin quickly with this one. How do we write down the sentences in a mathematical presentation? So r is inversely proportional, means r is inversely is for 1 upon v square. So this is how you write down the law. So the inversely is like 1 over r square, 1 over v square. So when you remove this proportionality constant, it's going to be k times v square, k over v square. Now you have to evaluate the proportionality constant. So let's take when r is 4, when r is 120, v is 1. So let's evaluate. So 120 equals to k times 1 squared. So it's going to be k as 120. All right, now we got the k value. Now let us try to put this and get the proper law, which is 120 over v squared. So this is what we got so far. So we got the proper law. Now step number 2, 3 is to evaluate the missing values. Now the value of r when v is 10, the value of r when v is 10. So put in v is 10 out here. So r when v is 10. So r is gonna be 120 over 10 square, which is 1.2. That's your part A. All right, next one is B is evaluate v when r is 30. So v, what's your v value when your r is 30? So what I'm going to do is 30 equals to 120 over v square, and if you cross multiply, you're going to get 30 times v square equals to 120, and it's going to give you v square equals to 4. So that gives you v as plus or minus 2. Don't forget to put this plus or minus 2 because you're really not sure about exactly whether v is positive or negative. So it's absolutely fine to write plus or minus, because even square of 2 is 4 and square of negative 2 is also 4. So hope this helped you to understand inverse variation. You can try next question by pausing this video. Here is the question. You can try. You can read the question and you can pause the video and you can try. Remember, the 3 steps are pretty simple, and you can watch the answers later in the video. Hope you tried this question. Now let's figure out the answer for the same. Alright, so first is inversely proportional. So you can see I'm writing p is inversely proportional to square root of y, and then evaluate put the constant by removing the proportionality sign. Now they have given when p is 1.2, y is 100. This is 1.2. So 1.2 y is 100. So you're going to get k as 12. Out here you can see clearly the root of 100, and if you can cross multiply, you're going to get 12. Now your proper law becomes p equals to 12 over root y. Now I'm going to use this to find the missing value. So when your find p when y is 4. So p when y is 4. So p is going to be 12 over root 4, which is going to be 6. And what's your y when p is 3? So 3 equals to 12 over root y. That's going to give you root y as 4. That gives you y as 16. You can try my next sum as well. Hope this helped you. So this is the next sum. You can try. You can pause the video for some time and you can check your answers later. Hope you finished trying this question. I can check your answer. So first of all, when it is inversely proportional, you can see that I have put the proportionality out here, inverse proportion. Then next step is evaluating the constant. You can clearly see my steps. Evaluate the constant. Now when you evaluate the constant, you're going to get constant k as 144, and because your t is 36, your x is 2, and so on. So the final step is evaluate the missing values. Alright, so find t when x is 3. It's pretty straightforward. Find t when x is 3. Plug it out here in the equation. Next one is find x when t is 1.44. So 1.44 equals to 144 over x squared. So you're going to get x as 100. Hope this helped you.